bright lights, the red and white curbs and the metal barriers make heading over Esplanade Drive towards the hairpin turn at the Fullerton Hotel and then over towards the Singapore Cricket Club feel different, even from the passenger seat of a taxi. Singapore's business district is not at first glance an obvious venue for a Formula One Grand Prix. For a start, it's on a postage stamp-sized piece of land in a city where space is already at a premium. Yet the race has become one of the most compelling events in the Formula One calendar.
There's always a special buzz about Singapore. It's the night race. It plays a critical role within Asia, I think partly because so many companies have their headquarters here. It features kind of like a hub within Asia. For example, this weekend we're bringing guests from 10 different countries in Asia here to Singapore. And it's also such a dramatic setting under the stars with the night race.
The fact that sponsors want to be associated with events such as this one, where British champion Lewis Hamilton is burning his signature onto the tarmac with the tyre rubber of a McLaren sports car, is what separates Formula One from smaller sporting events. And it isn't just the obvious motoring sponsors who want to be associated with Formula One.
Well, the FIX organisation is made up of financial industry participants. In order to attract more people from outside of the region, we needed a huge event like the Formula One, which Singapore obviously offers, and it's worked beautifully for us.
Standing here in front of these three Marc Chagall paintings, you might think we're in a museum in a large city somewhere in Europe or America. In fact, we're in a commercial art gallery just off Orchard Road in the commercial heart of Singapore. Now, this gallery, the Opera Gallery, is part of a network of galleries around the world, and they've flown a whole bunch of paintings in from around their network, added them to their collection, and they're going to have an opening that coincides with the Singapore Grand Prix. Makes quite a lot of sense because there'll be a lot of people in Singapore at that time who might be interested in buying paintings such as this Picasso here, which has just been flown in for the occasion. It's worth, of course, millions.
It's been 5 years since the Formula One event started in Singapore, and there is no better occasion for us to promote our gallery to an international crowd who is coming for this event. We are showcasing masterpieces here, and this event is highly supported by the Singapore Tourism Board and the National Art Council.
But what about measuring what this event delivers in hard money terms? Singapore's Tourism Board says it has generated millions of dollars in tourism revenue since it began. But as for the sponsors, no one can quite put their finger on it. Singapore's biggest bank, DBS, which has sponsored the Grand Prix from the beginning, says its involvement is more about its role as one of Singapore's biggest corporate citizens.
I think DBS is Singapore's largest bank. F1 is, I think, one of the premier sporting events in Singapore. I think, we would be sort of I think we see it very much a part of, being part of the fabric of Singapore, and so, we proudly kind of go in there each year.
Some banks that have spent lavishly on client entertainment at this event in recent years have told me privately that they're probably not going to bother this year. The reason being, as one put it to me, the novelty's worn off. That should serve as a bit of a warning signal that the event doesn't necessarily have the enduring appeal to everyone, as you might think. On the other hand, what really matters is the paymaster, and that's the Singapore government, which gives this event such support. And of course the title sponsor, Singtel, which is going to be renegotiating its contract soon. In the meantime, as the excitement gears up for the event, these little things are going to come in handy. Earplugs. Jeremy Grant, Financial Times, Singapore.